Hey guys, how's it going? I have a very special, and pardon my head bobbing down, I'm also simultaneously breastfeeding. So mom life. But I have a very, very special treat for you today. I am sitting down with Christina Pilau, who is in my Nourish the Weight Loss System for Busy Moms program. And Christina has been a phenomenal client and friend and has seen so much success on the program that I wanted to bring her on today to sort of talk about her experience and what brought her to the program and just different elements about her whole weight loss journey, and just to sort of give you a sense of what her experience has been like and what prompted her to not only join but to see the success that she's seen. So I'm never going to be able to give this woman the due justice that she deserves. So Christina, why don't you just introduce yourself to everybody and tell them a little bit about yourself?
Okay, so hi everyone, I'm Christina. Um, so I am a mom of two little girls. Zoe is 3.5, and Ivy is just 10 months old. And I'm a full-time teacher on maternity leave right now. I am married to my wonderful husband, Tim, and I also have a little side business that I'm doing while I'm off and hope to continue to do while I'm at school as well. And I reached out to Lindsay. I just happened to stumble across her on Facebook, and I am so happy that I did because she has been life-changing for me. I reached out to her about just over 4 months postpartum with Ivy, and the weight just wasn't coming off, and she saved the day.
You're so sweet. Oh my God, you're so sweet. Thank you so much. So why don't you tell me, Christina, what did your weight loss journey look like before you started working with me?
So I just kind of thought, I think, before meeting you that healthy eating was just going to do it all. Like just eating healthy or not eating meat. Like there's all this, like, meat free. I'm not a vegetarian. I could never be. But like the plant-based, and there's all that hype as well. And not that that's a bad thing, but that doesn't go with my eating plan. But I just thought that eating healthy, eating less was a good thing. Working out crazy was what I needed to do, is what I thought to be true. I wouldn't say that I was like a fad diet lover. If a friend was trying something, I would maybe, hop on and think, oh, okay, maybe this will work for me. But so many things that I thought were true just plain aren't.
Amazing. Okay, so let's dive into that a little bit. What did you believe to be true that you know now isn't?
So I guess I thought that, if I could skip a meal, that's like the way to go.
Oh my God,
Um,
for sure.
totally thought that eating less was going to give me more gains. I thought that I had to work out every day. I thought that fat was bad. I thought that carbs were bad. Just probably all the things that anyone thinks that
No
hasn't.
sugar, no chocolate.
Yes, no sugar, don't eat after 7 o'clock. Um, like I could never have ice cream. I am such a sweet tooth person. Like I love my sweets, and thought that I could never have that. I thought that that was a terrible thing, which
And
isn't true.
and you guys also have a big tradition on Friday nights, right?
Yes. Oh my God.
That
The
was super
pizza.
important to you.
That was my like absolute non-negotiable. I'm not giving up my Friday night pizza. Pizza and
Amazing.
Cokes.
I love it. I love it. So what do you think has been the most rewarding thing about your weight loss journey since starting with me?
um, the most rewarding is the confidence. Totally. I feel good. so like I think I look good. So
You
I
look damn good. Let's not
so
be humble about that for sure.
so yeah, definitely the confidence. I love to go shopping and get new clothes because I feel like I look good in them. When I get dressed, it's not like a okay, stretchy pants again. I actually now prefer to wear jeans, if you can believe
I
that.
love that. Amazing.
Yeah, definitely rewarding. One of my more recent like non-scale victory is I need to get my rings resized. They are too loose. Yeah.
Wow, it's right. I never even thought about that. Oh my God, that's so exciting. Costs a lot of money, eh? To
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
okay, amazing. And how let me see. And so what have you learned that's been the most valuable to you on this journey?
um that I can eat like within reason. I can eat whatever I want. Like so I think that um I can like you just need a balance with everything. So eating the right foods, stress less, sleep more, all of those things play a part.
Mhm.
And that nobody's perfect. And if you have an off day, that's okay. Like just let it go and we'll figure it out, and tomorrow's a fresh start, or the next meal is a fresh start. If you fall off the wagon in the morning, it's not like the whole day has to be a write-off. Just kind of the next meal, hop back on and just let it go. There's fresh starts all the time.
Yeah. And I'm sure that your confidence has a lot to do with that as well. To
Oh
know
yeah,
like I can totally get this back on the rails if I want to.
totally.
For
And
sure.
seeing like the progress, that's motivation in itself. You see progress, if not daily, like a couple times a week for sure. When you step on the scale and you see those changes, or when you're measuring and you see those changes, it's like so exciting.
And so what do you think has surprised you the most about your weight loss journey or
The
this
thing that's
experience?
um definitely the thing that surprised me the most working with you is the amount of protein that I have to eat. Um, that and it makes all the difference. Like with the balance, the protein is um, the biggest surprise for sure. And that so my first call with you, I don't know if you remember, you probably talked to tons of people, but
So
on the my first call with you, and you said just walk me through like what you eat in a day, and you said honey, you are under eating. And I was like, what? Yeah, so just the fact that I wasn't eating enough before and thinking that I was overdoing it, which totally wasn't true.
and now you've been eating more than ever and
Yeah,
losing.
and I feel like I'm never hungry. I'm not like, oh my God, I need to eat more and I'm already like at my max. That hasn't happened.
That's amazing. And still enjoying chocolate and pizza and all of the things.
Chocolate every single day.
Amazing. Okay, so let me ask you this. How do you feel then versus now?
um, I just feel like just calm about it all. And I know, so it hasn't been like 1 month and the weight is gone. It's not a quick fix necessarily. It's like a lifelong switch. And I feel just calm about it all because I now understand the process, and I know where I want to be, and I just simply know how I'm going to get there. So that's like I just feel
Like all
really,
the overwhelm is gone.
yeah, because I know like okay, this plan is a plan and it works, and I know it works because it's working for me, and this is where I want to be, and I'm just going to continue on this road to get there.
That's amazing. So this is one of my favorite questions. How do you think that this experience has changed your relationship with, well, I'm going to say your husband and your kids, but let's first start on the kids and then we'll go to the lovely, lovely Tim and we'll talk about him.
Okay, so my girls, so Ivy's 10 months old. So I'm gonna just mainly talk about Zoe, but so Zoe, just we eat a ton of vegetables. We eat, she just sees what I'm eating and sees that I'm making conscious choices, and she doesn't always want to eat what we eat necessarily, but she knows that those things are put on her plate. She knows that she needs to try them, and that this is what's going to help her be big and strong, but also just like going back to being calm, just like aside from food, just being present with her and not thinking, you know, if she wants to get ice cream, I'm not going to say, oh yeah, you can, but mommy can't eat that. Like,
I
I
love
don't want to do that. I don't want to put in her head that that's a bad thing. Everyone needs ice cream. Like, come on. So I think just her seeing, and Tim and I like working together to make sure that my meals fit what I'm going to be eating. And so I weigh my food, and sometimes she even says like, how much of this am I having? 60 grams. It's so funny. But like, yeah, she definitely sees us making healthier choices, and I think that rubs off on her for sure.
Yeah, amazing. And long term, like the knowledge that you've gained, do you think that that will be helpful in terms of like helping your girls know about nutrition and understanding what's important?
Well, totally. And yes, and I think that you gave me a really good point when I told you that Zoe wasn't, I do that all the
I know.
time.
Right.
When Zoe is a picky eater, and you told me like just she'll eat when she's hungry, and you just need to keep offering her the same like good whole foods, and she'll fall into place. And she has made some changes, so that's been really rewarding as well.
Yeah, for sure. I know having picky eaters, I mean, all kids are picky when they grow up, and it can be so stressful as a mom, for sure. But I think that that's the thing is the anxiety, I think, comes from the fact that because we're older, we lose touch with our hunger and fullness cues. And our kids are so connected to them because they haven't had to deal with diet culture and all of that. So especially with Maddie and, eventually with Sienna, like I really want to nurture that. So sometimes if she sits down at dinner and says, I'm not hungry, I don't try to force her. Like, I'm just like, okay, cool. Like, you're not hungry. Like, maybe we shouldn't have given you that snack after, in the afternoon or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah.
We just like let it go. But
Mhm.
really, really honoring that and like letting them kind of figure it out on their own is super key. So, okay, so let's get back on track. How has this affected you and Tim?
So we have always had like a rock solid relationship, Tim and I, like from the get-go. But I feel like this has brought us even closer. He's so stinking supportive. It's like unreal. I'm very lucky. So in the whole beginning of this journey, I was really hesitant to even start this whole thing with you. Just, it's intimidating. And I talked to Tim about it, and he was like, oh my God, do it. If this is what and I wasn't necessarily feeling really down on myself or anything like that. I just knew, okay, I want to, we are having 2 kids. I'm done having kids now because we've had our 2.
Amen.
And I want to lose some weight. I just want to feel really good, and this is how I'd like to do it. And he was very supportive. And then when I looked into it, I thought, oh, it's kind of expensive. Like, I'm on maternity leave. Do we have the money? And I told myself, no, too much. I can't do it. I just, maybe when I go back to work. And Tim's the one that said, are you really gonna go back to this when you go back to work? It's just gonna be more busy when you're back to work. So why don't you just take the time, do it now, and then when you get back to work, you'll be done. Like, it'll be in the past, and you're like, so he said, if you feel like it's too much money, like, we'll figure it out. We will just figure out a way. And I was like, oh God, I was really thinking, and maybe even a
Sure,
little
you were the one shutting yourself down, and he was being your champion for you.
right, absolutely. And
So
just,
basically, Christina, can we just say that you have one of the greatest husbands in the world? Let's
I
just
know
put
I
it
do. And just the confidence that he sees in me, and he boosts that up too. Like, he's constantly complimenting me. He already did that, but now it's even more so. He's like, yeah, he's like almost too much. But it's so
Can't
just
keep his hands off you, basically.
pretty much. But it's so nice. Like, and yeah, it's totally brought us closer together. Just so I feel good about myself, which makes me accept the compliments and know that they're sincere, and instead of being like, oh, be quiet, or like,
You're just saying it or whatever.
yeah, like thinking that he's saying it because he has to.
Mm-hmm.
I know that they're sincere. What
Yeah.
he's saying is true. Yeah.
It's funny because one of the things that I hear most from women is whenever I ask them, like, is your husband supportive of their goals? They'll always say, like, oh, well, yeah, like, he loves me, however I look and like whatever I look like, which is true. But I think at the end of the day, what's really important is not how they feel about us, it's how we feel about us. Like, part of
Totally.
the reason I'm sure that Tim can't keep your hands off you is because now you have a little swagger, like you have a sexy swagger going on, like, you know what I mean? And so I think that that's really important. Like, I think it's really important to sort of honor the fact that even though our husbands, will love us for, whatever that's why we all got married. Like, it's all of those vows put together. But I think it comes down to more like how you really feel about yourself. Like, how
Totally.
sexy do you feel?
Yeah, like nothing is more sexy than confidence.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah, and I'm confident now, and or more confident, and it just shows. Like, it just is a chain reaction, maybe.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. And so for somebody who was looking to get started on a health journey, but we'll say was struggling with the finances or was struggling with the support of their partner. Well, let's touch on the finances first. What would be your best advice as somebody who's sort of, hesitated because of, the cost of fulfilling your dreams through a program? What was some of the things that you guys did to make it work?
So like I said, I have a little side hustle, and I just thought, okay, so I'm going to set myself a goal each like month, and I need to make this much money, or even like, there's so many things that you can do, like stop maybe buying something else and free up a little bit of money for a few months, or I don't know, like do a closet purge and sell some stuff.
Sell all of your baby stuff, which I'm
Yeah,
in.
like there are ways to make a little bit of extra money without like just doing things that you can do around the house. I don't know, like you can figure it out, and it's so worth the money. It's so much more than the money. It's, yeah. And I know I totally feel that hesitation to get started because it's like, oh, I would do that if it was free. It's just too much money right now. I totally get that. But if you can just look past that, it's so worth it. Like, I can't even express that enough. It's definitely a game changer for sure.
And plus, maybe the investment, do you think that that kind of caused you to have a little bit more skin in the game? And like,
Oh,
really,
100%.
yeah.
Yeah, definitely. It was like, okay, I have this much time. I need to make it count. I need to make these gains so that I'm not paying month after month after month. And like, yeah, it's like university classes. When you're paying for them, you know that you have to buckle down. And I think it's just more motivation, maybe.
That's amazing. And then, so in terms of, so for somebody who, let's just say, wasn't married to an incredible Tim, what advice would you give to women who, you know, whose husbands maybe weren't as supportive of their goals?
Do it anyway. um,
That's probably the best advice.
like so in my situation, I like looked to Tim almost for a way out, and he actually opened the door and was like, no, I think this is a great idea. If this is what you want to do it. But I think for somebody who doesn't have that support, I think that you need to just, yeah, do it anyway. Like, look past that and think, can I still do this? Like, because it's a whole group, a whole community of women in this group. And if you can't look to your husband for the support of like the eating part, look to these women. And there's so much motivation just on the Facebook group. It's incredible. So if you can't necessarily find it all at home through your husband, you can find it in the group. You'll still get the support.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I know, and it's funny. I find it so inspiring too that you were on mat leave, because especially nowadays, this is one of my biggest frustrations right now, is because I feel like we are still, as women, living in like the 1950s, where it's like, you know, if we're on mat leave, we're not contributing to the household income. So a lot of moms don't feel entitled to making that investment because they're not bringing in, you know, I've spoken to a lot of moms who have said to me, I'm just going to wait till I get back to work. And then, you know, I can't help but think, like, and you especially too, like, who's on mat leave, like, you are the biggest contributor to your household because you're raising your kids, you're staying at home, you're taking care of your kids. And like, I mean, in Toronto alone, like where I live, putting your kids in daycare is like putting Madison in full-time daycare right now is like $2,000 a month. And
Yeah.
so, like, you know what I mean? Realistically, not only am I saving the family that, but I'm a valuable part of the household.
You work longer hours, you just don't have the paycheck to show it. Yeah.
Exactly. And so I think that it's like a huge, oh, mama. I think that it's like so sad that we forget what a huge contributor we are to the household, and like how important it is to sort of, oh, sorry, my bubba.
That's okay.
Hey, mama. There we go. Okay. And so I think that, yeah, so sorry, just back to what I was saying, is that I think that it's so important to kind of just reinforce what we do in the household every single day, and to not feel guilty about asking for more. Because, like, I mean, you yourself signed up when you were on mat leave. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And Tim was so supportive. So yeah, so I think that that's so inspirational. So if you could basically, just as we wind up, because obviously we're moms and we have to get back to our families, if you could sort of like leave leave on a note to women who are kind of on the fence about starting a health and wellness journey, or getting, if they're hesitant about it, what sort of advice would you give to women? Like what would be sort of the first thing that you would say in terms of finding their own solution?
Well, I think it's a huge investment in yourself. Like um, you have to invest in yourself, and in turn, you're going to be a better mom. You're going to be a better wife. You're going to be a better person for yourself, and you're just going to like you're. I can't even like put it into words. You just do it. I do. I think that you will thank yourself, and you'll definitely thank Lindsay.
And your husband will definitely thank you too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he'll be a lucky man.
Just make sure you lock it off at 2. Don't have any more.
Yeah, no kidding.
Oh my God. All right. Well, thank you so much for taking the time today, spending and hanging out with me, Christina. I really,
Yeah,
really appreciate it. This has been so helpful.
good. I'm so glad. I'm happy to be here.
All right, my dear. Okay, well, we will catch up with you soon. And guys, if you have any questions about anything Christina has said, you can find her in the group. Or additionally, you can just drop a comment in this video below, and either her or I would be more than happy to answer any questions that you have.
Absolutely.
All right, guys, have a great weekend. We'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye.